Atención, Delcy Rodríguez desafía a Trump y lanza una advertencia. ¿Se acerca un segundo golpe contra Venezuela? Antes de comenzar, queda una pregunta sobre la mesa. ¿Está Venezuela ante una nueva escalada de tensión con Estados Unidos o se trata solo de una advertencia política? Deje su opinión en los comentarios desde ahora, porque lo que acaba de decir Delcy Rodríguez vuelve a encender todas las alarmas. Delcy Rodríguez, la presidenta encargada de Venezuela, volvió a confrontar directamente a Estados Unidos con un mensaje que no pasó desapercibido. En un discurso reciente afirmó que el pueblo de Venezuela no acepta órdenes. En respuesta a declaraciones realizadas por el secretario del Tesoro estadounidense sobre el proceso de transición en el país, Rodríguez aseguró que Venezuela tiene gobierno y que ese gobierno responde únicamente a su pueblo, rechazando cualquier tipo de presión externa. Sus palabras fueron dirigidas de forma directa a Washington luego de que el secretario de Tesoro hablara públicamente sobre sanciones, elecciones y el futuro político venezolano. Durante su inversión, la dirigente calificó las declaraciones de Vicente como poco pertinentes y ofensivas y subrayó que no existe ningún factor externo al que Venezuela deba obedecer. Un mensaje firme en un momento particularmente delicado del escenario internacional. Del otro lado, desde Estados Unidos, Scott Bessent estuvo que la administración Donald Trump contempla levantar de manera gradual las sanciones contra Venezuela. Según sus palabras, cuando Washington considere que se dan las condiciones, el país celebraría elecciones libres y justas. Bessent incluso señaló que este proceso podría comenzar tan pronto como la próxima semana, aunque evitó precisar qué sanciones serían levantadas primero. Sin embargo, lo que más llamó la atención fue su afirmación de que los líderes venezolanos terminaran acatando las decisiones de la Casa Blanca. El funcionario fue más allá al sugerir que ante ciertos escenarios, los dirigentes venezolanos cambiarían de postura al ver imágenes en un presidente expulsado de Caracas y detenido en Nueva York, una declaración que elevó aún más el tono del conflicto. Con este cruce de mensajes, las tensiones vuelven a aumentar y la pregunta queda abierta. ¿Se trata solo de retórica política o estamos ante la antesala de un nuevo episodio de confrontación internacional? A continuación vamos con más información.
And during a meeting with more than 2,000 workers in the hydrocarbon sector, Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodríguez, stated that her government is seeking to resolve its differences with the United States through diplomatic channels, but is also asking Washington to refrain from interfering in Venezuelan politics. Enough with Washington's orders regarding politicians in Venezuela. Let Venezuelan politics resolve our differences and internal conflicts. Enough with foreign powers. It has cost this republic dearly to have to face the consequences of fascism and extremism in our country. Diosdado Cabello called for unity within Chavismo and asked for ongoing support for acting President Delcy Rodríguez. He also said that there will be no more betrayal, and these statements come hours after the report revealed by The Guardian, which indicates that Rodríguez cooperated with the United States before the capture of Nicolás Maduro. The newspaper later also noted that Rodríguez said they were given 15 minutes, along with his brother Jorge and also Dios Cabello, to obey orders or they would be killed. In the scenarios in which we had considered that an attack could occur, we never imagined that they would cross that line, not red, purple, of attacking the capital where our liberating father Simón Bolívar was born, of attacking and bombing a city in a South American country. That is not in our history. And I do not say this with absolute knowledge. Although we expected that they would dare to attack, we never thought that it would be of such a savage and criminal nature in a confrontation, and also so unequal. We have to recognize it. We are facing a nuclear power. We do not face it with fear. Just so you know. The threats came from the first minute they kidnapped the president. They gave Diosdado, Jorge and me 15 minutes to respond or they would kill us. And faced with the information that they had told us that they had been murdered, that they were kidnapped, we said, we are ready to suffer the same fate. And I tell you, we maintain that statement to this day because the threats are constant, the blackmail is constant, And we have to proceed with patience and strategic prudence, with very clear objectives, brothers and sisters, clear objectives. The first of these is to preserve the peace of the Republic. The second, we have to rescue our hostages. Someone told us, well, they are going to be permanently blackmailed by the president and the first combatant, and we said, they declare combat over there and we declare combat over here. But that does not mean that we are not cautious in each step we take, thinking about it, each step we advance or each strategy we take, we think about it. And the third point is to preserve political power. Comrade Delcy Rodriguez, we must give her constant, permanent support. She has been at the forefront, showing her face. She did not seek this responsibility, but like every Venezuelan woman, they told her, here he is and there he is, Delcy, fighting for the country. We ask for a lot of trust in our diligence, a lot of trust. Rest assured that we will never, ever deviate from the path of Bolivar and Chavez. And we continue in the United States, where at least 17 people have died due to a severe winter storm that has been hitting a large part of the country since this weekend. This storm has left snow and freezing temperatures in much of the eastern part of the country, while warnings from the National Weather Service continue to extend from Texas in the south to New England in the northwest. At least 23 states have already declared a climate emergency. This storm has already caused the cancellation of more than 10,000 flights, with New York being the most affected state with more than 836,000 people still without electricity, especially in Tennessee. Dozens of schools are also being closed and multiple roads are being closed in different parts of the country.
Ana Maria Rodriguez, our international editor. Oh, these plainclothes agents dressed in brown and causing President Trump a lot of headaches, no matter how much he tries to defend them or justify them. Their actions are being described as excessive and are already ending in tragedy. Anita, what happened in Minneapolis this weekend?
Giovanni, good afternoon. Well, outrage is growing throughout the United States over the death of a man at the hands of ICE agents. That was on Saturday. This is the second case of a person killed during an intervention by these agents in less than 2 months in Minneapolis. And although authorities are already saying that this man approached with a gun, which they say put the lives of the agents at risk, videos recorded by witnesses show that he did not reach for the weapon and that it was taken away during the struggle, before several shots were heard to the man's head. On Saturday, January 24th, Alex Jeffrey Preddy, a 37-year-old intensive care nurse and U.S. citizen, was searched by federal agents with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, during a raid in downtown Minneapolis. As the hours pass, new details about what happened are emerging from witness videos. This footage shows the moment the man is confronted by ICE agents while he was filming a protest against the raids. From another angle, the man attempts to defend a woman who is pushed by one of the agents and is subsequently punched by them until he is pinned to the ground. Authorities say the man was armed, posing a serious risk to agents.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Agents attempted to disarm him, but he fought back violently, fearing for his life and the lives of his colleagues. A Border Patrol agent fired in self-defense. According to the footage, while Alex Preddy was on the ground, the officers were able to disarm him, but they still continued to hit him, including in the head, and then shot him multiple times. The man died moments later. He was walking and suddenly out of nowhere, he came at him and started wrestling with him. He was just walking and they just surrounded him. He slipped on the ice and they started wrestling with him and then they hit him in the head with a round. Then he started wrestling with them and then they just shot him. They killed him on the spot.
The incident sent shockwaves across the country, with thousands of people taking to the streets to protest the ICE raids. Protesters have expressed strong opposition to the tactics used by these officers and have rekindled concerns about whether officers are adequately trained to deal with protesters in high-risk situations. So now we have 2 dead Minnesotans. We had time to begin telling the story of Renee, a poet, a mother, and a bright spirit. And now we tell Alex's story. So my question is, what is the plan, Donald Trump? What is the plan? What do we need to do to get these federal agents out of our state? Did you think that what you wanted from us was fear, violence, and chaos? And you clearly underestimated the people of this state and the nation? President Donald Trump assured that his administration is reviewing the situation and announced that Border Patrol agent Tom Homan will arrive in town tonight and report directly to him on the situation. In the meantime, dozens of senators, both Democrats and Republicans, are pressing the government to thoroughly investigate what happened. And in the midst of the tariff war with Colombia, the United States Undersecretary of War arrived in Ecuador to review all border measures and also to establish a new joint national security strategy.
In this meeting, Ecuador's Minister of the Interior warned that they are maintaining active operations against criminal organizations related to drug trafficking and informal mining. This meeting discussed cooperation issues and, of course, major joint operations to attack these criminal groups. We have been clear. We are a country that is leading the fight against drug trafficking and criminal groups. As such, the United States, a great ally of Ecuador, seeks for us to work together with much more force so that this year we can have a decisive attack on criminal groups.
The border between Ecuador and Colombia is a key corridor for groups dedicated to drug trafficking, crossing the border into the Pacific and reaching the United States and Europe. They are seeking strategies to strengthen border security.
This type of visit allows efforts to be focused primarily on these threats, such as drug trafficking. They are able to see and find ways to improve security on the northern border, mainly.
And strengthen collaboration between the United States and Ecuador in security and strengthen the fight against transnational crime and terrorist organizations. The government of Ecuador had already warned Gustavo Petro that he was not doing enough to prevent drugs from entering its territory. We have received the Undersecretary of the United States Department of War, who is visiting Ecuador to hold talks and dialogues with the ministers of the security bloc, the Minister of the Interior, the Minister of Defense, and the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and to further strengthen the collaboration that Ecuador and the United States already have in place in matters of security.
Si no te quieres perder de los últimos acontecimientos que pasan en el mundo, suscríbete y activa la campana. Somos Noticias al Día.